Welcome back to First Things First. I'm Danny Parkins, alongside a couple Super Bowl champions here, Greg Jennings and Willie Colon. Time for the most self-explained segment in all of television, Top 10 Tuesday. It's where we list the top 10 list on a Tuesday, top 10 teams heading in to Week 1. And we begin with number 10, the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is not just an Aaron Rodgers thing, though I think you are contractually obligated to say every year Mike Tomlin has been the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He has never finished with a record below 500. And he's done it with Kenny Pickett and Duck Hodges. And now you give him Aaron Rodgers. If they just are average offensively, they are going to win double-digit games. And I think that Aaron Rodgers, with Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith and a better running game and DK Metcalf, can be average. Number 9. I know people say this is just my bias about Justin Herbert, and they're correct. But also, Jim Harbaugh, 11-plus wins in 4 of 5 seasons when he's a coach in the NFL. He said the rest of the team needs to catch up to Justin Herbert. Their defense was the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL. Then they used their top 2 picks on offensive players to try to help out Justin Herbert. I think the offense is better. They're going to be a top 10 team this year. Number 8, the Commanders. They add Laramie Tunsil and Deebo Samuel to an electric offense that I think has the potential to actually be the number 1 offense in the NFL this season if Jaden Daniels continues to get better, as I would think he did. 9 one-score wins last year. My only concern about Washington. Can they keep that up? The 7th best team in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers.
Oof.
Easiest schedule in the league. Most injured team in football last year. And again, they're dominant when Christian McCaffrey plays, 27-10. You give Kyle Shanahan any running back, they produce. You give him one of the best running backs in NFL history, they are truly an elite team. San Francisco, the 7th best team in the NFL heading into Week 1. Number 6, the Cincinnati Bengals. Now this team has the offense to be the best team in the NFL. 3 of the top 4 picks on the defensive side of the ball, new defensive coordinator. They got Trey Hendrickson, signed, sealed, and delivered. They somehow had a losing record last year in games where they scored 30 or more points. They went 3-4 in games where they scored 30 or more points. That is remarkable. Just be the 22nd best defense in the NFL, and they're back to winning 10, 11, or 12 games this season. And now we get to the real cream of the crop here. The Detroit Lions, they have been my Super Bowl pick from the NFC each of the last 2 years. We'll save it for the Super Bowl pick for this year, but it might be a three-peat. They had one of the best point differentials in NFL history last year for a team to not reach a Super Bowl. They outscored their opponents by 222 points, and that's with all of the injuries on the defensive side of the ball. Just have a little bit of positive regression for health. I know the interior of the offensive line is a question. I know replacing coordinators is a question, but that offense is so good. If the defense can just be average with health, they're going to be a juggernaut again in the NFC. And now it gets tough. And I think there's going to a lot of reasonable minds can disagree on these top 4 teams. The Baltimore Ravens, though, come in for me at number 4. They maybe have the best roster in the NFL. They were a historic offense last season. Lamar Jackson is absolutely ridiculous. I do have the lingering issue of, can they get it done in January? It's always something with them. It's turnovers, it's drops, it's execution, it's coaching decisions, it's readiness. Baltimore is great. Maybe this is their year. There's an argument for them at 1. For me, because of January, they have to start in the 4 spot. Number 3, Buffalo has just proven that they are more trustworthy late, even though they also haven't gotten it done on the ultimate stage for them. But they've been the best regular season team in football for 5 straight years. They lead the NFL in point differential, points per game, yards per game, and opponents' points per game the last 5 years. They're the best regular season team in football with the MVP of the league in Josh Allen. Number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs. It was a down year, guys. It was a down year. They won 15 games, won the AFC, and it was like, oh, they got blown out in the Super Bowl. Is the dynasty over? I don't know. They upgraded it, left tackle, and their wide receivers of Worthy and Hollywood Brown and Rashee Rice played 0 snaps together last year.
All facts.
So, and at least to the start of the year, they'll be out there. And number 1, they lost a ton on defense, but they also have a ton of talent on defense. It's the youngest defense in the NFL. Their first 5 draft picks were on defense. The Philadelphia Eagles, they deserve it. Super Bowl champs, you blew out the Chiefs. While I have questions about if they need Jalen Hurts to throw the ball 30 times, is that a recipe for success? Can they be as healthy as they were last year on offense? For now, heading into week 1, the Philadelphia Eagles deserve to be the number 1 team in the NFL. I assume we're just moving on?
No,
that's a perfect list?
No, because I was trying to look while you were talking. I was looking like, where are the rest of his notes?
Yeah. What did I leave out?
Like 1 through 5. 1 through 5, you can shake it up however you want to shake it up. Whoever want to dispense their list, whatever. 1 through 5, I give you that. I don't know if I have it exactly the same, but there's a team that's not even on here. And I mean, I'm not a homer. I've never been a homer guy.
Oh, here we go.
But to not have the Packers on here, when you look and see,
I thought you were going to say the Vikings. The other team.
No, because a quarterback, the quarterback position is very important. You lose a quarterback that performed the way that Sam Darnold did, you're probably going to drop a notch. So I don't knock you for that. But to have your Steelers on here
we go.
The Chargers in front of the Green Bay Packers with Jordan Love, a healthy Jordan Love, a Jordan Love that they finally drafted in Green Bay, a receiver in the first round, Matthew Golden, just in case you weren't paying attention.
I hear good things.
With a running game that was extremely effective, one of the better running games in all of football, a defense that was awesome last year. I'm trying to just wrap my head around the idea of why they're not your preseason top 10.
Well, other than the fact that I don't like them.
Yeah, there we go. That's all I'm really.
Everyone has
you don't
biases.
Have to say anything else.
Everyone has biases. The only people you can trust are the ones who admit them to you. Their defense was a little bit too turnover dependent last year. Turnover regret. I mean, McKinney had an interception in the first 6 games that he was a Packer.
You're knocking him because they created turnovers?
Well, that is something that fluctuates greatly.
Jordan Love gave it right back.
That tends to be more consistent. If you are a team that gives it away, that tends to be more consistent year over year. And still no pass rush for Green Bay. I got more questions about their defense.
The team that I'm scratching my head at is where's the LA Rams? And this is what makes me annoyed about you and critics like yourself is they like to remember the first half of last season instead of remembering what happened at the back end of last season where this team really excelled. And so when you talk about Matthew Stafford going to Philly, cold weather, snow, turning into John Wick in the fourth quarter, laying Eagles down. He was electric. The man threw for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. And what's crazy about that, the defense doesn't get enough love because in that playoff game, they had 7 sacks against the big-time bad Eagles. So I'm looking at the Rams and saying, why aren't they getting enough credit and love? Because if it's prediction week, I have them winning in the division.
So I'm a little disappointed in you.
Why?
What position did you play, sir?
Offensive line.
You like the Rams' offensive line?
Alex.
You like Colton Shelton blocking the interior? He was a backup in Chicago when they gave up 68 sacks last year.
Mind you, their quarterback is entering into the season already with issues.
I'm not worried about Matthew Stafford's injuries. He's going to be fine. The offensive line will work itself out. Their left tackle, Alaric Jackson, will be back.
Spoken by a true offensive.
Yeah, all that's going to work itself out. My point is why don't we respect the Rams right now for everything they acquired last season and the way they're going to play this season? They're going to be dynamic. They got Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. Talking about Karen Williams, they're going to be big time. We got to respect them.
In prediction week, I had him as the 7th seed in the NFC. If you told me right now Matt Stafford's playing 17 games, I'd be with you. It's tough for me with his age, the back injury, and the offensive line.
But they already proved they can excel with him being in and out of the lineup. You forget that he beat up on Josh Allen last year. You forget about that.
Listen, Sean McVay is an incredible coach, and I love Devontae there. You gotta love Devontae.
Yeah, I love all of that. But when we talk about teams that are going to be top 10 or literally
someone's got to be left out.
Somebody's going to be left out. Shouldn't be the Packers, but
should be the Bengals.
When we talk about the Rams, for me, I see this. They're a really good team. Everything coming together, all health-wise, but when I look at the Rams, I look at them limping into the season with a quarterback that's already harboring an injury.
Yeah, but great.
With an offensive line, in all due respect, that struggles to protect a quarterback that's already walking into the season with an injury.
That they can get by that. The defense has carried the load, especially towards the back end of last season. Outside of Week 18, 4 out of their 5 games, they held opponents under 10 points. The
Fisk
NFC
and Verse looked awesome by the end
the
of the
NFC
great.
wildcard
this is
game,
true.
they held the Vikings to 9 points. So, like, we can talk about Stafford's injury woes. The defense has arrived. That's why they're a legit contender.
Man, I thought my top 10 was perfect.
No,
Your top five.
Top 5 was
Your
perfect.
top 5 is.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I hate
We're
it
halfway
all,
there.
to be honest. I don't like none of it.
None of it. on Top 10 Tuesday. We'll do better next week.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.